This is my entry for summer's 2x4 contest. We're taking a normal 2x4 and making it into something unique. Let's get started. Now this is my length of my 2x4. So it all goes all the way down to 96 inches. You see it right there. Boom. And it's 3.5 by 1.5. So my first step in the process is to figure out the thickness of my blade on my table saw. So I push the board in, come out a little bit, and take some measurements. So right here in front of you see the gap is the thickness of my blade on my table saw, which is 3/32. The material I want remaining for my veneer is 3/32, which is left of the black line. So if I set my table saw up at 3/8 every single cut, that will give me 3/32 of an inch every time. So here it is. You can see each strip rolling off at 3/32. So I cut the whole 2x4 down, each piece at 3/32. And how many do I get? I lose count. Alright, right here I'm just laying them out, making sure that my whole pile of strips are all the same thickness. My table saw is my flattest surface in my shop, so just laying them out. This is a great view of the material that I have. All the strips laid out, a lot of clear. I do have some knots, but I'll cut around those knots. And this is just the end view of them, laid out the 3/32 of an inch. Here's just a great view of them right on my workbench, all the way down. You can see my tape measure just to see how long they go. And we're going to cut them right at 48 inches. Couple quick cuts on the chop saw. And then here it is. I'm just taking off a clean edge just to clean up that edge nice and clean all the way through. A little bit of a hand plane. And from this point, it jumps into the bathtub. What I'm using is hot water, as hot as my bathtub can give me hot water. Let them soak for a couple hours. You can see how they start bending a little bit, and then this is the bending process. So I'm bending each one of these veneer layers into a half of a circle or oval shape, I guess. So there's 14 pieces total, and so I'm bending, squeezing it in, and then what I'm going to do is clamp it and let it sit for overnight. I guess it was about 2 days when I finally unclamped it. So here it is, finally unclamped. I used some washers, some eye bolts, and some nuts. Measure about 1 inch in, nice bit. This is the hardware that I'm using, some eye bolts, some nuts, and some washers. And the strings here just to hold a fairly bit of a shape until I start getting it all laid out. So strings there just to give me a little bit extra support. Trimming it off so it's all squared off. You can see it's nicely trimmed where how far the hardware that the nuts go through. And here comes the fun part, laying it all out. So separating each one of the pieces of veneer out because they're a little stuck together after they dried. But there it is. There's the nice, lovely shape. Cut the string, holds its shape perfectly. You barely saw it even move. I want to thank Summers Woodworking for putting this contest together and all the work that you're doing to allow this to happen. And I want to thank all the sponsors for sponsoring this contest, which amazing prizes out there. What I got is a wonderful chandelier. So out of this, I learned how to cut thin veneer on my table saw, to bending the wood, and just figuring out the design out of it. So what I got is a chandelier that is 42 inches wide from point to point, 21 inches tall from top to bottom, and it just looks good. No sanding, no sandpaper has touched my chandelier. And I put a wonderful Edison bulb. They're great, you can dim them, you can get them brighter. It's just going to set the right mood above my dining room table. So we're looking forward to enjoying this every single night. So